Alright, well, this session was a tough one for me. I decided to go back to the skate park that I skated rail at last time. And instead of going straight to the rail, I tried to give myself a small warm-up on this little ledge. And took a couple tumbles, but I didn't really give myself a full warm-up. I was just thinking about the rail the entire time. I wasn't feeling very good, and at the end of this little mini ledge session, I knew it probably wasn't going to be the best session I've had, but we went for it anyway. I noticed that the last couple times I tried to get into rail skating, I would have one or two good sessions and then a third session that was really bad, and then I'd stop skating rails completely for months on end. So I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen this time. Even though today's session was a little rough, I did get some good tricks by the end of it, and I'm always going to have some rush sessions. Like here and there, it's not always going to be great. Skating rails like this is completely new to me, so I can't expect me to be able to do all my tricks on it like a coping box or even like a flat ledge. But I started with FARs and lost my confidence completely, so I switched over to doing backside unities, and that wasn't much different. I was still feeling pretty unconfident, but the scooter kid is ripping it up at least. The thing is, I know I can do it, but my mind won't let me commit to being directly on top. I keep pushing my body off the rail as soon as I feel anything slow down or out of balance. There becomes a moment when you're in a grind where you have to commit to sinking into it, and at that moment I was leaning away. That's what helps with coping box. It should technically skate the same as a rail, but you have the box next to you to put your hand down and catch yourself. But with a rail, I was scared of committing my weight to the other side of it. I also had that problem in my previous session, but I think to a lesser extent just because I was in a better mood and more excited to actually skate. I just felt kind of off and weird today, but I was getting to the point where it was getting there. Jimmy gave me a good tip to try to push my arm over the rail. That way I kind of force some of my weight over the deck that doesn't exist, and that definitely did help. Started to make more sense. I know what I'm supposed to do, but I just needed to treat it like a coping box. Pretend like I have that ledge there. The problem is if that soul grind that I did slips out and I actually put my arm down as if there's a ledge there, then I'm gonna fall on my ribs, which is the exact reason why I have so much trouble committing to skating these rails, is because the way that I consistently fall on coping box with one arm on top sliding across, or like catching my balance by putting my hand down on top of the box, is the one way that's gonna get me absolutely blasted when I'm skating rails. So I think I'm gonna do a coping box session next session just to get the confidence back up, and there's a bunch of switch ups that I want to try, and then we're gonna go straight back to skating rails, and I'm just gonna go right on top of it. I'm gonna try to skate the coping box as if it's a rail and not use it to catch myself too much. But you know, sometimes we have some rough sessions, sometimes we have some good sessions, sometimes we have some in between sessions. He was absolutely killing it, but I was struggling again to get on top. I think I get one nice farf, but that would be nice for me like 6 months ago. That's how good my best bars looked 6 months ago on a ledge or a coping box. So that's kind of what I feel like skating rails. I feel like I've regressed my abilities. At one point here, I decided to screw it. I'm just going to go for a switch up. Nothing else is working, and I started to realize that if I split the grinds up into 2 pieces, it's just easier for me because I don't have to think about it as much. Like, most of the time I'm jumping off at the last section of the rail just because I'm scared of committing my weight on top of the grind completely. Something that I've completely gotten over with ledges, even flat ledges, not just coping box. I can slide right on top, damn near cess slide it. Right now I'm losing a lot of strength, getting extra tired. I just fell, I don't even know why I fell there. So my feet just gave out. Oh, I want to learn how to do that. This is when I start going for switch ups. I get that one. That felt pretty good. But as you can see how it's like easier to get on top of the second grind than it would be to jump from flat right into the grind, because I'm already up there. When I'm in the sole grind and then I'm transitioning into backside unity, I don't need to think about getting on top of it because I'm already on top of it. But even then, I was still leaning off of it. These are just the highlights. I decided to do a commentary instead of live commentating because there's a bunch of other people at the skate park, and it just kind of feels weird talking into the mic when I'm skating with other people. It feels kind of rude. But progress is still being made. Still had a lot of fun. And I will see you guys on the next one. Peace out.